Hey everyone, Laura at Lyman Joy. Today I'm going to do a cash stuffing for my second week in January. So if you're brand new to cash stuffing or been doing it a while, come along with me. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, this is Laura at Lyman Joy. Today I'm going to go ahead and do a cash stuffing for the second time in January. So if you're brand new or you've been doing this a while, come along with me and hopefully find some motivation along the way, as we all need it on our budget journey. I can't believe we're almost in the end of January already. It's already seeming like it's just flying by. So make sure that you have started out the year good. I already come along some bumps and things along the way. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. But first off, let's just see how much money we're working with, and then we'll go from there. All right, let's see how many 20s we got. We have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 160. Now, I will tell you where I get to calculate this as well, or how I decided how much money to pull and all of that. I will explain in just a moment. For 10s, I have 10, 20, 50. And for 5s, I have 5, 10, $40. Okay, so we're working with 250. All right, so when I'm about to cash stuff, and if you're looking for a more detailed video of exactly how I'm finding out all my numbers, my thought process, what I'm thinking when I'm doing it, I will go ahead and link a video right here. That's my last cash stuffing, which was very detailed and broken down. But when I'm thinking about this and I'm about to pull the money, this is how I think about it. I go back to my monthly budget, which if you haven't seen, every month, at the beginning of the month, I do a monthly budget. This is just an overview. Let me go ahead and zoom you in a bit so you can see. Okay, so this is just my bill breakdown, all my bills that I've done in the beginning of the month. And I also, for anybody new, I map out all my debt, snowball, my cash envelopes, and sinking funds. And if you need to know how to do that, please watch that monthly video. This is the best way to start out. I don't care if you get paid once a month, 5 times a month, or just twice. It's important to have a whole budget overview and then break it down to what actually happens. This is just my opinion, especially if you're in a debt payoff journey and you really need to get hold of that debt and spending issues that brought us into it. All right, so then I went ahead and I planned out my very first paycheck, as you can see here. And after I've done that, now we're going to go ahead and combo my second and third paycheck together to do a cash stuffing. So I have 5 paychecks. I combo 2 of them twice. I cash stuff 3 times a month. That just kind of makes it easier and more streamlined. I'm not going to the bank as often. All right, before I go ahead and do my cash stuffing, I always think about my week. So I went ahead and filled this out just to make it a little quicker, but I've thought about the fact that I have a conference coming up for my son's dyslexia school, kids camp. They're going up to like a Christian camp, winter camp. I am also starting to plan and speak to my husband about doing a no-spend February. I know lots did a no-spend January, and that's fantastic, but unfortunately, because I had COVID and my family was on the mends, I just thought it was too much to do in January, so I've decided to start doing it in February, which I'm excited about. I'm also going to continue to clear and reset and sell things. I go every year to each and every room and I fully clean it out, reorganize it, sell things that aren't bringing us joy anymore, and make sure that the kids have a full set of, clothes, this, that, shoes, whatever, that they're all set for the year. I'll go ahead and give you some tips and tricks with that as I come across it, because I've actually found it to be very lucrative. I don't know about you, but if I go into my linen closet when I get to this point, I usually always have like 4 or 5 things that I need to get rid of that's just bursting out of my linen closet, and the kids' toys and the kids' clothes. And I don't know how I get all these extra appliances in the kitchen, but like just things come into your house that you just, it creates clutter. It creates chaos for me, and I just like to free it up and make money off of it and put that more towards my debt or other things that we need to revamp, like new clothes for the kids and things like that. So that's what I do. I will go through it all over January and February, and then I usually do a yard sale in March or take it to a consignment store or even sell it online like Facebook Marketplace. All right, so I'm still on doing that, especially because we were sick. It kind of slowed me down. And then I just wanted to remind myself I need to post my money why and my fitness why. Without motivational tools, I have to post them in my car. I like to post them in my mirror when I get ready in the morning. I like to even I'll have to show you guys. I post like on my phone screen why, you know, my why for fitness, my why for money. That way it's just all over the place and I'm less likely to make bad decisions if I'm constantly being reminded of why I'm doing this and staying to my budget and staying to my fitness goals. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. And as for my budget paycheck, I already mapped out all my bills and anything that we're doing for cash envelopes, my debt snowball, sinking funds. These are my high priority, short term, like I'm going to use them soon, sinking funds. And then anything left over, I put into savings challenges. Now, I don't think there's very much left over. This paycheck is not one of the ones that usually has a bunch left over. Let's go ahead and calculate that and see, but I'm pretty sure there's not much. So my first paycheck was 16. My second one was 1206. So that's a total of 2806. I wrote down all my bills, including groceries, gasoline, all of that. And so that's 2156. My cash envelopes, which I planned out in the beginning of the month and just divide into 3 cash stuffings. So it's already pre-planned. So I already know that I need to pull that 110 from the bank because I planned at the beginning of the month. Let's see. Sorry, I actually need to go ahead and put, let me go back. What did I do? 2806 minus 2156. Was that the, yeah, that's 650. So remaining 650. This is why I put the remaining totals as I go, because I need my brain to think through it. Okay, so then the cash envelopes were 110. So let's minus that. That's going to leave us 540 to work with. Then I went ahead and I had a debt snowball going of $1,200 a month, $800 for my first cash stuffing, then $200 and $200. But I have been doing a Heloc. If you didn't catch that update, go ahead and watch my debt update right here that I did, where I paid off $18,000, a little more than that last year. And I'm planning to double it, or even, I don't know, maybe even more than that this year. And so I'm really excited just to get hold of that. So I'll put that video there too. If you're on a debt journey and you need motivation, let's do it together, okay? Because it makes it a lot easier. So we're going to minus that 400 that I have paid for there. Oh man, 540 minus the 400. There we go. That gives me 140 left. And we see that I only have 100 here. So it's only leaving about 40 for savings challenges. I'm trying to debate if I should put more into this. Yeah, I guess we'll just put the rest of the 40 here. So savings. So we're going to minus the 100. That gives me 40 remaining. We'll put the 40 here. And then it'll leave us 0. So just again to reiterate, my income was 2806. My bills were 2156. My cash envelopes were 110. My debt snowball was 400. And my sinking funds were 100. And looks like my savings challenges were 40, giving me a zero-based budget, which is exactly what we want. All right, so now that are all planned out, and that's kind of how I do it every single time. And of course, I'm checking my numbers in the background when I'm putting my bills that everything has been paid for. And I actually will go and let's see here. I actually go and I check it off. I don't know if you can see that here. They're all checked off. So as I am doing, let's see here, my bills breakdown, I am making sure that the ones before too got all paid and everything went through exactly the way they were supposed to. That's, you know, just making sure everything is matching from paper to the online statements. All right. So now let's go ahead and cash stuff this together really quickly. And then we're going to do a little savings challenges at the end. It's really, I'm just going to put it towards my holiday day savings challenge because Valentine's Day is coming up and I don't want to forget about that. Oh, and the reason why I was thinking about that is because right before I came on to do the video, and I will just show you this really quickly, I did a weekly check-in. This is really important to do and to see how you're doing. So my groceries, how much I was spending, my gasoline, and then do you see my extra here? Out of control. This is what spurred on my no spend month for February, because I did a check-in and realized that's not good. And then it also reminded me that Valentine's Day is coming up and something to think about while I'm doing this cash stuffing. So I start with the check-in, and then I go to my overview of my bills, check off making sure everything comes through, and then I plan out my cash stuffing. Doing this 3 times a month has really created such a discipline that I needed personally to conquer my debt. So just an idea. Don't forget those check-ins. They're really important. Really important. Okay, eating out's going to get 30. And if you are new here, this is money for the next month. So I save a little from every single cash stuffing, and then I put it towards my cash wallet that I actually stuff. Let me show you that. So here is my wallet, and this money is from last month that I saved all of December, and I cashed up at the beginning of the month and put in here. So for eating out, date night, kids, everything that I spend throughout the month, other than groceries and gasoline, which I do online because I make money off of it. I will explain that in another video coming up soon of how to utilize these kind of apps to make money for you throughout the year of 2024. But yeah, so that's how I do it here is I'm just going to go ahead and save up all of January, and then the beginning of February 1st, my very first cash stuffing, I unstuff it and put it in my wallet. So this works for me because I just don't have enough money to actually do the full amount. Okay. So eating out is all set there. You got to do what works for you. If you only get paid once a month, then you're going to fill them once a month. Okay. Date night is getting 15. Let's see. What do I have in here? Let's take a 5, put it in there, and grab a 20. And I even have one for my hubby, and he does the same thing. He puts his money and grabs it from here once a month as well, if you were wondering. Kids, this is just kids extras, things that I may have forgotten about. I always like to have just like a little extra fund. Maybe I'm out and, oh my gosh, I've had all kinds of things. Their strap of their shoe broke, or they spilt something and they need a new shirt, or they're starving at the grocery store and I need to buy them something while we're shopping, or something like that. Okay. Spending is going to do 10. Let's see what we have in here so far. We have 10. Let's put that back and grab a 20. And as far as denominations go, I'm not super picky. I just always, because my husband actually goes and picks it up for me, I say just get some 20s, 10s, and 5s. And then I can change it out as I go. But if you're more like you want to do it just as so, then when you're playing this out, simply just write out how many from these numbers that you need to pull from, and you should be able to know how many 20s, 10s, and 5s to grab. All right, fun is just getting 5, and there's 10 in here, so we're just going to add that for family fun. Miscellaneous, oops, I forgot to budget for it. Let's see what we got in here so far. We have 5, we're just going to add a 10 to it. All righty. There we go. My hubby's one that I was telling you about, it's going to get 10. So let's take out this 10 and let's put in a 20. All right, perfect. My childcare will get 20. I just spent all of that childcare. I had some in there last week, but I had to spend that. So there we go. Now pet care for Mr. Coda, and he is going to need it because the rainy season is rough on a long-haired English retriever. I am telling you that hair, we need to go ahead and get him groomed. So I am trying to work towards that. We have 20 so far, and we're going to add an extra 10. So now we have 30 in for my pet care, my fur babies. There's good there. I actually also had to pull out some of this in my pet care for my chickens. Oh, my chickens. When it rains, it pours, and it just kills the chicken coop. So I had to pull it out, put diatomaceous earth in there, and then put pine shavies in it, and they're all fresh and happy. And they're not super expensive, but it was a gross, dirty job, I'm telling you. Okay, registration for my vehicle is going to get 30. Oh, throwing money around here. Let's see what we have in there so far. Now we got to put a little extra last time. So sometimes I take my extra and put it towards a savings challenge. Last time, if you watched that video, I took my extra and made it towards my sinking funds because my goal in the beginning of the year was to fully fund these sinking funds as fast as possible so that I could free up the money to go towards debt and longer term sinking funds. So I will continue to do that depending on how much left over. Only 40, doesn't have very much, and I have a holiday to think about coming up that's not fully funded, so I wanted to put it towards that. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70. So that's why it's really important too, I think, to do those weekly check-ins and weekly like planning so that you can really think about what's coming up and plan appropriately. My health is getting 5 and it has 20 in there already. So now we're at 25 for that one. Birthdays are getting 30. And this is probably one of the best things that I can think about has benefited me from starting the cash envelope method is that, to be honest, I started like late in March, April, and really only got my feet wet and then really fully into it in like, I don't know, May or June last year and get into my rhythm. So I had my birthdays saving a little bit later on. I'm super excited for this year that I'm starting off, you know, right now and doing it. I take this as a sign, you know, to start now. Car registrations are coming, right? Things are going to pop up. Birthdays are going to pop up. Don't wait. Start now. I think I was waiting for like my envelopes to arrive last year and my budget binder to arrive. And what I wish I would have done is just got plain envelopes and wrote it on there and just started. So take this as a sign and some wisdom from wanting to start earlier. Start now. Don't wait. Okay, school is 5. It's so much better when you have the money saved up and you can just hit the ground running, and when those things pop up, be able to pull that money confidently and be able to move forward and not, you know, it can be hard out there, especially with the economy. So haircuts are going to be 15. And this is coming due soon too. They're going to need another haircut just before you know it. So now I have 20, 30, 35, and 40, and it costs them about 125. And I've had people ask me, like, why don't you cut it out yourself? You know, sometimes it's like I like to bless my children by giving things that I'd want to be treated myself. My like 14-year-old does not want me to cut his hair. He would like to have it done, and I like to bless him with that. So just using my money appropriately and splurging on things like haircuts. Love my boys look all clean, you know, cut and happy. They enjoy it, and it makes them feel good. And so that's kind of why I splurge there. I only cut my hair once a year. I'm a pretty kind of plain person when it comes to that. So, but I love blessing them in that. Okay, clothing is getting 20, 25, and 30. Here's another thing too. People always wonder about this clothing fund. It will be fully funded at 125, but every time it empties, I will keep funding it through the year to get it more to go higher. But here's the thing is, that's why I do a clean out of their whole rooms at the beginning of the year. And I take that money, and for my kiddos, I found a consignment store that has pretty much brand new stuff. They'll only take things that look brand new. I'm able to give them the things that my boys didn't use very much. They give me store credit and money, and then I apply that for new stuff. So even for my kids, they are wearing really nice clothes that that I didn't really have to pay very much money for. So that is fantastic. And then my older kids that doesn't work for, I go and I take them as this is fully funded one at a time. So I'll take them one kid and we'll do that, and then another kid and we'll do that. And so they never really need anything because I'm always kind of cycling everybody through. All right, that is it. That's my cash stuffing. Okay, and now we're going to do the savings challenge. Remember I said we had that $40 savings challenge, and I decided to go ahead. I want to put it towards Valentine's Day coming up. All right, so let's go ahead and look at that savings challenge book. All right, so on my savings challenge book, I have a holiday tracker, I believe. Let's see here. We will find it together. All right, so here is my Valentine's savings. I'm just going to do a little bit, and then I'll put the rest towards like an anniversary once Valentine's pass if I don't do it all. So the little hearts are 20 and the larger hearts are 40. Let's go ahead. Let me get another pen here. Let's do one larger heart. So me and my husband aren't big on like Valentine's stuff. We've been married 21 years, and so we of course, you know, bless each other and things like that, but I'm not huge on that. So instead, this is more used for things like Valentine's cards for school and things like that. I want to see what color I want to use. I just got these from, I don't know if you ever know the store 5 and Below, but I absolutely love 5 and Below. Okay. Let's go ahead and just color this one in right here. All right, there we are, all set. And I'm hoping it doesn't bleed through. That's what my goal is trying to find stuff that doesn't bleed through. I had some that bled through on the other side. All right, so let's go ahead and put 40 in here. And my holiday fund, so 20, and I actually must have missed something along the way. I'll have a look back at the video. For now, I will put it here, and then we'll go from there. I'll pull it if I need to. All right, there it is, all into the holiday fund for Valentine's Day. So that's exciting. Make sure that you're planning out your stuff and keeping yourself motivated along the way. That way you can grow in your debt payoff. You can stay that organized. Checking in really is going to help support your goals. Post your why all around everywhere you are so that you can continue in your journey that you've put before you and not get distracted by things along the way. And as always, please, please find joy in your journey, and I'll see you next time.